Hi, don't forget to like and share this video and also subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the notification button so whenever I upload motivational content, you will be informed. Hello, my name is Afro Lancelot Danson and welcome to the Psychology of Achievement. Today we are looking at the subject thought pattern. Thought pattern. The pattern of thinking that we possess. So before we go any further, I just want to spend time and do the definition work. What is a thought? A thought, according to the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, is an individual act or product of thinking. A thought is an individual act or product of thinking. The word thought is derived from the word think. Thought is the past tense of think. To think is to form or have something in mind. To have an intention. To have as an opinion. To regard something. To reflect on something. To have something as an expectation. To center what is happening in the mind. And finally, to form a mental picture of something. So that is a definition of thought. What is a pattern? A pattern is a frequent or widespread incidence. This means that it is something that happens often. The word frequent means it happens often. Widespread means it's broad. So when you do something over and over and over and over and over again, that becomes a pattern. For example, a pattern you may have is that the moment you wake up, you go to the bathroom, you wash your face, then you brush your teeth. Another person's pattern might be they wake up, they have their shower first, then they brush their teeth. Others may brush their teeth, then wash their face. Then later they will shower. Others will brush their teeth and then shower. Even when putting on our shoes, we may put on the left shoe before the right shoe, or the right shoe before the left shoe. There is a pattern. And this pattern is repeated over and over. So what is a thought pattern? A thought pattern is a frequent way of thinking. It is a chronic way of thinking. It is the constant thoughts a person entertains in their mind. And the word entertain, by the same Merriam-Webster dictionary, means to keep or to hold. To keep or to hold. So to entertain is to keep or to hold. So a thought pattern is the constant thought you keep or hold in your mind. That is your thought pattern. The way we think always follows a pattern. These thought patterns determine our behavior or behavior patterns. The reason we are not able to stop certain behavior patterns is because we have not been able to identify the thoughts that give birth to those behaviors. So the environment we live in, what we are exposed to, help contribute to our thoughts. The environment we live in and what we are exposed to contribute to our thoughts, and our thoughts determine our behavior. What if we could alter those thoughts? Just imagine for a moment. You are going through challenges, you are going through difficulties with the pandemic, with the lockdown, with all the challenges you are facing. Business is slowing down. What if we could alter our thoughts concerning the situation that is happening in this nation and in the world? What would be the possibilities? Even amidst this pandemic, what would be the possibilities if we altered our thoughts? So many businesses, breakthroughs and discoveries were made during very precarious times, very difficult times, harsh conditions. This means that the ability of every human being to survive and thrive during harsh economic times is amazing, and the possibilities are endless. All these require a way of thinking that is not normal. You are required, if you want to succeed, to think abnormal thoughts or thoughts that are above normal. If you keep thinking the same thoughts that brought you where you are now, you will continue to achieve the same results that you had. If you keep doing the same thing, you will keep getting the same results, because the same thoughts produce the same actions, and the same actions produce the same results. However, if you change your thoughts and maintain this new line of thoughts, if you think differently, you will have new behaviors and you will experience new results. Every thought has to be maintained for a while before you start seeing concrete results. So thoughts are not miracles that the moment you think it, then boom, the thing happens. No, you have to think those thoughts for a period of time before you start seeing concrete results. So if you think of losing weight and you think about it for just one day, and the next day, well, I thought of losing weight and I've not lost any weight. What do you expect? You think of losing weight. That continuous thought pattern must lead you to exercise and to check your diet. Once you start doing the exercising and checking your diet, it's going to affect your weight, and you're going to start losing weight, and you're going to become more physically fit. If you think of studying, you can think of studying all you want, but the continuous thought of studying must lead you to actually study. So the purpose of thought is to drive action, and the purpose of action is to drive results. So if you want a certain result, find out the action that produces those results. And when you find the action that produces those results, find out the thoughts that produce those actions, and you will be on your way. So how are thought patterns developed? Number one, what the person listens to, or what we listen to. The music we listen to, the conversations we listen to determine our thoughts. What we continuously listen to. That is why the music we listen to and the environment we stay in and the conversations we listen to, the voices we hear when we are watching television, all of this, what we listen to, what passes through our ear gate affects our thoughts. So take note, what passes through your ears affects your thoughts. 2, what we read. The kind of material we read affects us. So if you spend all your life reading just the newspapers, your life will be like the newspapers. Always full of trouble, always full of bad news. However, if you decide to read personal development books, if you want to become rich and you start reading books on finance, if you want to be a good business person and you start reading books on business, if you want to be a good marketing personnel and you start reading books on marketing, it's going to mold your thoughts. Then change your actions, and those actions will change your results. Number 3, what the person watches or observes. So what we watch on television, what we watch on our phones, what we observe in the society and around us affects our thoughts. 4, the kind of company we keep. The kind of company we keep, who are our friends, who are our colleagues. The kind of company we keep affects our thoughts. So if you are thinking a particular way, check your friends. Look at the people who are your friends. 5, what a person meditates on or broods over. What you meditate on or brood over every day mold our thoughts. That's why meditation is good. But it can also be bad if you are meditating on the wrong thing. So how powerful is a thought? People say thoughts are powerful. How powerful is a thought? I'll give you 6 things that make thoughts powerful. 1, we become what we think about all the time. The wise man of Proverbs, King Solomon, said in Proverbs 23 verse 7, For as a man thinketh in his heart, as in his mind, so is he. For as a man thinketh in his heart, or as a woman, or as a child thinketh in their heart, so are they. So your thoughts determine what you become. Proverbs 4:23 says that guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flow the issues of your life. Guard your mind with all diligence, because out of your mind flow your life. So your life you are living now has flowed out of your mind. The good news is that you can think new thoughts and let a new life flow out of your mind. Number 2, your thoughts determine your emotions. Your thoughts have feelings. So your thoughts determine how you feel. So if you want to feel good, think thoughts that make you feel good. If you are feeling bad, check the thoughts you are thinking that is making you feel bad. 3, your strongest emotions determine your actions. The emotions that are strongest in you will determine your actions. Tony Robbins, a renowned motivational speaker, says, emotion is the fuel for motion. 4, your thoughts determine your health and your well-being. Because when you think good thoughts, it actually affects the chemistry in your body. And when an incident happens and you become angry, what happens is that thought that makes you angry produces acid, toxic acid, and secretes this acid into your system, poisoning you. And that's how some people develop ulcers, and that's how some people develop cancers. So your thought is like a chemist, and your feelings is the chemical compound. So if you can control your thoughts, you can control your feelings. You can think yourself into being well. There was a man, Pablo Casals, and he was sick. And what he did was that the doctor recommended he watch comedy videos. So he went to the local video shop, rented a host of comedy videos, and watched them over and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. After a few months, he had recovered from his sickness, because his thoughts changed his emotions, and his emotions changed his health. 5, your thoughts control your decisions. Every decision you make is as a result of your thoughts. Even the impulse decisions you make is a result of thoughts we have thought about over and over and over, and are now lying in our subconscious mind, just waiting to be activated. Then boom, something happens and that thought is activated. And then you make a decision and you think that you made an impulsive decision. You did not make an impulsive decision. There was an underlying thought that you have brooded over, meditated over, and produced over and over, and is lying there, and something triggered it. And when it triggered it, that thought became your strongest thought, and it changed your emotions, and you did what you did. For example, someone steals something that is precious from you, and you brood over it, and you become angry and upset about it and all of that. And for weeks and months, you become upset about what happened, that you lost. But then you decide to let it go. You think you've let it go. That thought is there. Then in the workplace, you come to your desk and your pen is missing. And all of a sudden you explode. And you start blasting everybody. You are all thieves, and you are like this, and none of you can be trusted, and you are liars, and blah blah blah, and I'm going to resign, and blah blah blah. And you're thinking, where does this come from? And someone asks you, what's wrong? Someone stole my pen. A pen? The anger is not from the pen. The anger is from that precious thing that you lost, that you've not dealt with, is now underlying. And the stealing of the pen triggered it, and you express the anger. So your thoughts control your decisions. Number 6, your thoughts mold your future. Your thoughts mold your future. Someone said the only way to predict the future is to create it through our thoughts. So your thoughts mold your future. So, if we understand this about thoughts, how do we rebuild our thoughts? How do we rebuild our thoughts? 1. Change what you listen to by first questioning it. It is only when you question something that you can challenge and change it. A lot of times we don't question what we listen to. We don't challenge it and we don't change it. You need to question it to find out if it's really authentic and if it's going to help you. And if it's not going to help you, you challenge it. You challenge it with something better that is going to help you, and then you change it by replacing it with that which is going to help you. So you change what you listen to by first questioning it. So here are some things you can do. Question the music you listen to and the lyrics of that music. But most importantly, question the motive of the person who played the music. Because even instrumental music where there are no lyrics are guided by a motive. And the motive of the person who played the original song is what always drives the song. So question the music you listen to, the lyrics of the music, and the motive of the person who wrote that music. Under this, you must also question the kind of people you listen to. When it comes to preaching in the house of God, search the Bible for yourself. Find out the truth for yourself. Question all the statements the pastor was making and line them up against the Bible and find out which ones are biblical and which ones are not biblical. Because sometimes in excitement, pastors or preachers can make statements that are not biblical. And if you're not careful, you will soak in the entire preaching, hook, line, and sinker. You will not question anything and you end up becoming deceived. So in changing what we listen to, you must also question the news that you watch and listen to. Question it. Why do you always watch the news in the morning when your mind is its strongest? Why not listen to the news later in the afternoon or in the evening? But rather, and then in the morning when your mind is stronger or is strongest, you read books, you plan your life, and you meditate. Maybe the reason why your life has all the kinds of problems you have is because you are listening to the news every morning instead of listening to something positive. So you turn on the news and 3,000 people have died of coronavirus. And that messes up your whole day. You finish your morning devotion, you turn on the news, you turn on the television or the radio, and 45,000 people have now died in so country out of COVID-19. And then it messes up your whole day. But if you have a positive mindset, if you've read books, if you've listened to motivational messages in the morning to energize and motivate yourself every morning for at least 15 minutes, and then you turn on the news in the afternoon around 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock and it tells you 45,000 people have died out of COVID-19. Okay, well, that's good. I need to get out of my life. That's them. This is me. I need to watch my life. So you need to question the news that you watch and you listen to. The second thing is change what you read. Change what you read. Read more personal development books and less quick fix books. The quick fix books are 3 steps to success, 4 ways to change your life, 5 ways to get the man you want. Read books that improve your character. Read books that improve your ability to reason. When you're reading business books, read business books from people who are authentic business personnel. Because they will let you know that business is not a quick fix. Such people, when they write books about 7 steps to business success, they will tell you that these 7 steps are simple, but they're not easy. These 7 steps might take you 7 years to accomplish. Change what you read. You have to switch from reading the newspapers in the morning and start reading the newspapers in the afternoon rather. I have a friend who every morning when they get their newspapers, they just flip through to where the business and financial news is and where the sports news is and where there's any form of entertainment, and that's it. Any other news, they'll read about it later in the afternoon because he doesn't want his mind to be contaminated. 3. Change what you watch and observe. Watch less movies, watch less telenovelas, and other programs that don't build your mind. Watch less of them. I'm not saying stop them entirely, just reduce the amount of time you spend watching them. 4. Change the company you keep. Make new friendships that add value to your life. Find new people. Observe individuals who are positive and make them your friends. 5. Change the environment you live and work in. Tidy up your room. Tidy up your apartment, or give it a makeover. Rearrange the room. Rearrange everything. Change your room. Change your apartment. Secondly, you can tidy up your office or desk that you work at. Rearrange your office or rearrange the desk. Make things look better. Put some plants around. Tidy up your classroom if you're a teacher or student. Have plants in the room. Have plants on your office desk, or have plants on your desk in the classroom. Make the place beautiful. Make the place attractive. Make the place welcoming for you. 6. Change the way you dress and keep yourself. Dress like the kind of person you want to be. Don't dress like the kind of person you are. Honor your profession. If you are a teacher or you are an engineer or whatever you are, dress decently. Don't dress shabbily. Don't dress anyhow. Dress like the kind of person you want to be, not the kind of person you are. If you are a teacher, dress honorably. If you are a doctor, dress honorably. If you are going to the store as a storekeeper, dress honorably. Don't say, oh, these nice dresses for the secretaries and the managers and the bankers. No, when you dress honorably, people will respect you and value you. Everywhere you are going, dress like the kind of person you want to be. Secondly, dress and look like a competent person. Dress and look like a competent person. Dress like somebody who is capable of doing something. 3. Keep your hair and facial hairs neat. So trim your hair often. If it's going to be once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, trim your hair neatly and keep your facial hairs neat. Don't allow your beard to grow like a forest reserve. Trim them, keep them neat. 7. Ask yourself mind-changing questions. And I have some mind-changing questions for you that you need to ask yourself. Because it is the kind of questions we ask that determine the kind of answers we get. So here are some mind-changing questions. 1. What if I am wrong and they are right? Maybe there's a conflict or there's a disagreement. Ask yourself, what if I am wrong and the other person is right? This will help you see things from the other person's point of view. 2. What if they are wrong and I am right? Maybe you have a business idea or you are doing something and everybody is telling you, no, this is not possible, this can't be done. Ask yourself, what if they are wrong and I am right? 3. What if there's another way to do this? Maybe there's a plan that you have, there's something you want to do, and it's not working out the way you want it to work out. You are trying and failing. Ask yourself, what if there is another way to do this? Maybe you think the only way to get into business is to go to the bank, get a loan, rent an office, and do this. Ask yourself, what if there's another way to do this? When I was starting my piano school, people were telling me, go and rent an office and have it air conditioned and all of that. And I said, what if I use my apartment? I have a 3-bedroom apartment and a big hall. What if I use the big hall to start the business? And this is where I have my business now. So there's always a different way of doing something. Number 4, what if there's a better way to do this? Sometimes the different way is a better way. You are a manager, you have always been blasting your workers, always telling them what they are doing wrong. What if there's a better way to approach your workers? Ask yourself that question. And try and use that better way to approach them. Number 5. Is this method producing results that I want? If it's not, which method or methods will produce the results I want? So ask yourself, the method you are using, is it producing the results you want? If it's not, which method will produce the results you want? And change. So you go back. What if there's another way? What if there's a better way? And what is that? What is that better way? 6. If I had the chance to live my life again, what would I do differently? If you could start your life all over again, what would you do differently? If I could change my life, what would I change right now? What would I change by the end of today? What would I change by the close of tomorrow? What would I change by the end of the week? What would I change by the end of the month? What would I change by the end of this year? What would I change by the end of this decade? Powerful, isn't it? Answer these questions. Write the answers down. All these questions you have been asking, write the answers down. And you'll be shocked at how beautiful your life can be. Number 8. What do I have the power to change right now? And how do I change it? Right now, ask yourself, what do I have the power to change right now? And how do I change it? You can change the way you are sitting. You can change the dress you are wearing. You can change the program you are watching right now. There are many things you can change. Look for the thing that when you change gives you power and makes you positive and motivated. And shun the things that when you change will keep you negative. What do you have the power to change right now? You have the power to change your life right now. So look at the things in your life that you have the power to change right now. And ignore the things that you don't have the power to change. When a door closes in our face, we spend so much time weeping behind the closed door that we don't look for the open doors. Every closed door activates an open door. Every closed door activates an open door. So what you need to do is to find that open door or open doors and enter. The questions that can change your life are infinite. But what I've given to you are just starters. You can really change your life. Just change your thoughts. And your thoughts will change your behaviors. And your behaviors will change your life. This has been Afro Lancelot Banson saying, God richly bless you.